Welcome back, trackside. Once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4 Cup Series fires things off for the first time. Season number 7 ready to kick off, and I can't think of a better track to start things off than this historic, famous 2.5 mile oval Indianapolis Motor Speedway hosting tonight's Hit the Bricks 250. We're going to see who can capture the flag here at the Brickyard. Qualifying already underway, multiple drivers already out on track. Very long lap times here in these Gen 4 machines. Right around, I believe it's going to be about a 45 to 50 second lap time. Happy hour times, we're right in that region. We'll see if anybody can step it up into qualifying. So we've got a long season ahead of us, 15 weeks before we crown a champion in these Gen 4 machines, and it's all going to kick off tonight. Track temperature very hot, very slick. We should see these drivers struggling a little bit with the rear end grip, especially coming out of turn 4. In turn 2, those are going to be the trouble spots. We're going to keep our eyes on those. But as drivers begin to turn in those time lapse, get ahead a little closer track side. What do you say? But before we do, how you doing? How you feeling? Out there in TV land, race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave, bringing you all the calls from trackside. Speaking of trackside, music's faded away, time has ticked away, and let's get to some of the qualifying times being laid down here tonight. Quick time belongs to Jay Guinness in the 25. 52.58, almost a full tenth of a second faster than Lieutenant Ramos. Carlos Ramos gonna run second here in qualifying. Arga Bright with a great qualifying effort. Dave Cage gonna slot inside of the top 10 so far. Two drivers yet to put in their times. Lap Christian Abati and Ed Hauck yet to lay down their qualifying times. So we'll see if Ennis can avoid being knocked from the top of the speed charts. Hauck gonna go 12th in his number 7 Tic Tac machine. Abante goes 8th. They've got time to get their second lap in. Where will they slot in? You can see Ed Hauck down there getting ready to head down into turn number 3. We'll keep our eye on him from high above the track here in the turn 3 blimp, looking down at this beautiful 2.5 mile oval track right here in Indianapolis. Golf course and the infield, just absolutely amazing facility across the line this time by. Where can that 7 go? Hauck gonna cross the line. Looks like he's not gonna make any headway. Hauck will finish in that 12th position, and that's gonna do it with 30 seconds remaining here in qualifying. Your pole position has been set, and Jake Ennis takes the top spot here in qualifying. Quick time 52.58. The 25 will bring us to the green flag here tonight at the Brickyard. So with that being said, we're going to take a quick commercial break, head trackside for your national anthem, and we'll get into your starting lineup right after that. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And what a way to kick things off here tonight at the Hit the Bricks 250 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4 Cup Series. Drivers already through pre-race inspection, down on the starting grid, ready to roll. Let's take one beautiful look at the pagoda from high above with one of our drone cams here tonight. Great coverage brought to you by all of the cameramen and women here with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We appreciate each and every one of you, but let's head trackside. There it is. Here's what we've been waiting for. Back in action behind the wheel once again with the Hauck Designs Gen 4 Cup Series. As drivers begin to roll, you hear those familiar sounds in the background. You know, for the first time, it's time to run down tonight's starting lineup of the Hit the Bricks 250, starting inside row number 1, snatching the pole position here in the Hit the Bricks 250, the 25 of Jake Ennis. The 97 of Carlos Ramos will start just to his outside, and back in row number 2, the 41 of Doug Argabright and Alex Wiggins. Derek Moore, Christian Abate back in row number 3, and in row number 4 here tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the 5 of Cody Schultz, followed by the 39 of Michael Overstreet. Dave Cage, Andrew McConville round out row number 5 in your top 10. Back in row number 6 in the 11th starting position inside lane, the 4 of Daniel Jensen. The tic-tac number 7 of Ed Hauck will roll off the starting grid in 12th. Back in row number 7 here tonight, the 91 of Patrick Coro, followed by the 29 of Andrew Walt. Nicholas Wing and Brian Ternowski back in row number 8, rounding out the field. Starting in 17th position here tonight for the Hit the Bricks 250, and the 38 machine, Zach Miller, finishes out your 17th car field. As the music is gone, we are ready to get underway on the gas, coming to the restart line. And here we go for the first time in season number 7. Boss man to the flag stand, ready to drop the hammer, and green flag flies. For the first time here tonight from Indianapolis. Field clean and clear through the first 2 quarters. Drivers beginning to get single file on the high side of the racetrack. It is Ramos Argabright all single file. Your top 9 have not moved an inch. Ed Hauck up 2 positions, only driver to make up any gains here on lap number 1 as drivers head to turn number 4. We've seen the 7 of Ed Hauck get a little out of shape there. Just off in the background, you can see him now closing in the tail end. The Hog Wild Barbecue number 10 of Andrew McConville. McConville running in that 10th position. "100 laps of racing, over 250 miles. When it's all said and done here tonight, who will write their name in the history books with the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Gen 4 Series? First time these drivers have jumped in these Gen 4 machines. First time they fire the engines here at Indy. So again, just an iconic night for the Hauck Designs Gen 4 Series. Back off of 4 and across the bricks, still chasing after your pole sitter here tonight. Jake Ennis out to a 6th tenth of a second advantage. So as we continue the green flag run, let's drop that timing and scoring over there to the left-hand side of your screen. Let you find and follow along with your favorite driver here tonight. Close racing action just outside of the top 5. Let's go back. Let's take a look at this little battle. The 41 of Doug Argabright. Derek Moore right behind him. Then we find the 11 of Alex Wiggins. He's got Cody Schultz in the ADS. Chevrolet right behind him. How about the 45 of Abati? He is right there making some noise. The PPG. 39 of Michael Overstreet. Don't count him out just yet. He's sitting in 8th, but hasn't lost that lead draft just yet. The fast time on the track belongs to Jake Ennis out front. Last time around, laying down the fastest lap of the race, 52.85. Only one other driver on that 52 side of things. That's going to be the 16 of Derek Moore, running in the 4th position. There you can see Moore trying to chase down that 41 Haas Automations Ford Fusion, piloted by Argabright. Ford's chasing Fords, but everybody chasing the man out front. This Chevy Impala of Jake Ennis, putting it on him early here at Indy. We'll jump around again. Let's go back to this battle. Is down to the inside of the racetrack. Goes Abati. He's going to pick that position up on Wiggins. Wiggins will drop the Celsius number 11 back to the 7th position. Heading in the wrong direction right now. Wiggins down 3 spots from where he qualified. Hey, we got our good buddy Clarky out there joining us for tonight's broadcast. Clark, shame you couldn't be here tonight on opening night, but we've had word. We've talked to some of the spokesmen in the media relations departments, and we do hear that you will be joining us trackside shortly, so look forward to seeing you out here trying to rip up the pavement in these Gen 4 machines. Wiggins with a little touch of the wall there at a turn 4 this latest time by. And that's something you're going to have to minimize. These machines, not as aero dependent as the newer Cup machine is, but aero at a place like this is going to be huge. If you don't want to be snuck in a draft having to just follow and get a tow all race long, you're going to have to keep the right side of that car clean and out of the outside wall. Wasn't significant damage, but it was enough to slow Wiggins down a little bit. Now he's dropping off pace, losing this lead back in. Is looking to lose a hungry pack of drivers running with each other right now. Ramos in it, getting the job done behind the wheel. That number 97 machine back into turn one we go, side by side for a moment. Argabright and Moore begin to go at it for third. Close battle here for that third and fourth position. We're going to take a look back up at the tail end of that 41 machine, looking back at the Arts and Marys. I'm not even quite sure I know what that one is. The Ford Taurus out there on the track, a lot of different body styles throughout this field. We've got the Monte Carlos, we've got Impalas, we've got Ford Fusion, the Ford Taurus out here as well. Wonder if anybody has a Prius. No, I'm just kidding. Wrong era, wrong decade. We'll jump back again a little further through the field. Let's go on board with the Tic Tac number 7 machine of Ed Hauck, looking back at the beautiful paint scheme on board of that 91 machine. Tell you what, let's jump outside of the car. Can we get on that 91 for a second, guys? Can we get the camera close up for that one? There it is. Let's take a look at this machine right here. Just a few days past the 22-year anniversary of a moment, of a day. Maybe even a handful of months, depending how you want to look at it, that will remain in the back of a lot of Americans' minds for a very long time. September 11th, 2001, the Terrorism Act in New York City, as well as in Washington, D.C. at the Pentagon. Don't forget about, the flight going down in rural Pennsylvania as well. A lot of lives lost, and we will never forget the day that it all happened, the day that America received an earth-shattering, heartbreaking reminder of just how brutal terrorism can be, and a salute to all of the victims lost on that car. You can see each and every one of their names out there. Big time shout out to Coro for running this paint scheme on this Dodge Charger, remembering all of the victims each and every day, every single year. Hats off to Coro with that big time salute. So we're going to jump back outside of the car and around the racetrack a little bit. Battle still goes on near the front of the field. Battle between Ramos and Moore. Second and third on the racetrack. Christian Abate has been able to get by Cody Schultz. Schultz and Argabright gonna now go at it for that fifth and sixth position. Five with a little bit of a slide job there. Coming out of turn number 3. At a turn 4, he's going to look to reel in Abate just out in front of him. We'll see if he's able to run him down, but the man out front, walking away with this thing right now, the U.S. Navy, number 25 of Jake Ennis, absolutely putting it on right now. 1.5 second advantage in 11 laps into tonight's Hit the Bricks 250, brought to you by the ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4 Cup Series. We'll jump back again to another battle. Let's go right here. Wiggins and Overstreet going at it. 7th and 8th on the speedway. Looking to run them down is that PPG. Number 39 of Overstreet. Hot on the trail, but when will he get there? We'll jump on board. Great camera shot here. The turn 3 gyro cam giving you just an idea of the banking that is here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The looks can be a little deceiving, but look at the pitch. There's quite a bit of an angle here. Handful of degrees. Track looks pretty flat. But as you can see right here with the twisting and turning of the camera inside that gyroscope, just how banked these corners truly are. Almost dead flat straightaways. Some of the longest straightaways that we're going to visit here this season. Speeds over 150 miles an hour getting into these corners. Sustained speeds of 150 miles an hour through corners 1 through 2, 3 through 4. Back down the long straightaway once again, topping out right around that 200 mile an hour mark, getting back into turn number 1. We ride aboard the 39 of Michael Overstreet. Wiggins able to step away from Overstreet after he had a little bit of a slide here, jumping back out front. Ramos losing 2 positions. Derek Moore able to grab the spot away. Abati going to pick up some pieces and grab a position as well. Move Abati inside of the top 3 for the first time tonight. So again, I know it's early, but we've got comers and goers already. Up 3 positions here tonight from where they qualified. Derek Moore now runs in second. Christian Avanti runs in third from a 6th place starting position. How about the 99 of Nicholas Wing? Biggest mover of the race so far. Another patriotic scheme out there on the racetrack. The National Guard. Number 99 of Wing looking to work his way further up through the field, up 4 positions from where he qualified, knocking on the door of a top 10. Let's go in and see if we can't check on Cookie Monster. You can see him running right there just in front of the picture, just out about 2-3 car lengths in front of Andrew McConville. Let's check in with the 404 of Dave Gage. A beautiful new scheme on board here with Gage. And if you're down in the Florida area and you know, well, you know. That's all we're going to say. Cookie Monster with a good run so far here tonight. The 404 kind of just holding down the fort. Started in 9th, runs in 9th as we continue. The long green flag run to open things up here tonight. Already over 30 miles of racing action behind us. 15 laps in, we continue chase after the first checkered flag of the season here with the ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4 Series. So as we came on the air here tonight, we told you back in action once again. We are back trackside with the Hauck Design Series with the ASMR League. The same time, handful of the same characters, but on a different night. We're going to switch things over to Wednesday nights here with the ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4 Series. Still a lot of drivers that we are very familiar with. Derek Moore should be one of the drivers to keep an eye on throughout this season. Dave Gage, we've seen him have bright moments. We've seen him have some bad moments as well. Will the 404 turn it around this season and possibly bring a championship home? Ed Hauck with a little bit of a struggle here tonight. Hauck also one of those drivers we're going to keep our eye on throughout the season in these Gen 4 machines. Hauck outside your top 10, running in 14th for the time being. You see him back there lurking in the background as Patrick Coro is going to duck to the inside, look for a position. While they have Drew Wald, he's going to have that position by the time they work their way out of turn 1. Looks like we might have a battle right here beginning to brew. The 29 of Alt says, no sir, no you don't. Not letting you get by that easy. It is that a Pepsi Zero? No, that's just going to be the regular old Pepsi, not even the good wild cherry. Gonna have a little talk with Andrew. can't have just plain Pepsi. Who drinks plain Pepsi? Who does that? That's like, I don't know. We're not going to get into it. Things now heating up for that second place position. Christian Abate has run down Derek Moore, but Jake Innes has stepped away. 2.3 second advantage for your pole sitter here tonight, and somebody has got to do something. Somebody has got to try to run down that 25, but man, seems like the cards are going to be stacked against him here tonight. Close battle now for that second to third position. Abate on the hunt. Battle still raging on back through the pack. Getting a little wilder, should we say. Let's go back here once again with that 404, Dave Gage. As he's begun to reel in Nicholas Swing, the 10 of Andrew McConville, not giving up. He is still right here in the mix. Andrew Walt, Patrick Coro, also right here running with him. We're going to take a look off at the tail end of this Celsius. Machine, the Hog Wild Barbecue, number 10 of Andrew McConville. And we've got drivers to pit road. Drivers to pit road early here tonight. Derek Moore, Carlos Ramos, and Cody Schultz. Whoa, big moment there. The 29 almost into the tail end of McConville. We've got drivers on pit. Oh my gosh, contact. Contact coming to pit road between Andrew Alt and McConville. We'll see if it's significant enough to be of any significance. How about that? Significant enough to be of any significance. Is that a little bit of a... would it be a variable? See, this is why I don't get paid to think. Just saying. Slideways at a 4. Your race leader gonna bring the machine down pit road. Big gain coming to pit road for Rabonte. He was all the gas, and the look at the distance closed in by the driver behind the wheel of that number 45 machine. Your top 7 all to pit road. That's gonna leave Tarnowski and Zach Miller out on the track, and nope, they're gonna bring their machines down pit road as well. And I gotta say, hats off to the man behind that number 28 machine. Looking good out there, making me a little thirsty. Ain't nothing better than a little bit of grape Kool-Aid. We can fight about it if you want. Just saying. Ain't no better flavor. Grape Kool-Aid, changed my mind. Quick stops out front for Innes Abate and Arga Bright. But will it be enough? Will they be able to get up to speed in time? There you can see them down on that access road with a head of steam on the racetrack. Here comes the 16 of Moore. Moore able to pass a handful of drivers, but blending in, and he is right behind Innes now. Battle for the race lead for the first time tonight. New race leader out front. Derek Moore going to take the top spot behind the wheel of his Ford Taurus. You know, when can you say, when's the last time you said that, right? Ford Taurus. Beautiful to get these old school machines back out on the track, ripping up some rubber and tearing down some pavement here tonight. From the Brickyard, Patrick Coro with a long stint. Pit road penalty has called him out. Andrew Alt also with a speeding penalty. Patrick Coro, Andrew McConville, all trouble on pit road. So we're looking through the timing score. We've got 2 drivers that pitted on lap number 19. Inside of your top 3. Jake Innes, 1 lap after these drivers, gave up over 2.3 seconds of an advantage by staying out that 1 lap. That is astronomical. 52.80, now the fast time here tonight in the Hit the Bricks 250 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. Derek Morgan to lay down a 52.80 last time by 52.85. Pereira's behind the wheel of that Navy number 25, and could the dirty air be that big of a factor? We talked about it. First time these drivers have been in these Gen 4 machines. So having to reacclimate themselves to some of the old school feels. The steering boxes a little different as well. So, I mean, I don't want to say they're still figuring it out. They've had a handful of preseason races to kind of wrap their hands around the handling of the car and how they've got to race these things. They are laying it on the line early here tonight, right at about a quarter of the way through the 100-lap official race distance, lap number 24. Now on the board, and it's going to take away that fast time with a 52.62. Meanwhile, Argabright has got his own problems to deal with. Let's go back here. Taking a look at the battle on track between Argabright, Abati, Ramos, and Schultz. Four drivers stacked up for positions right here, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all nose to tail, working their way through. I believe that's going to be turn 2. But onto the long back stretch. Will Abati look to make a move? He poked out just a little bit, not going to make the dive to the inside of the racetrack just yet. He's going to stay in the tire tracks of that Haas Automations, number 41 of Doug Argabright for the moment. A little sideways through 3. Sideways again through these corners, but able to stay in touch, able to stay in tow with Argabright. Abati giving it all it's worth. Meanwhile, front of the field, battle continuing to rage between your top 2 drivers. Trying to look at the lap times here and see if, whoa, big slide through the corner for the 16. Somehow he's able to keep his foot in it and keep it underneath him coming up from turn number 2. But here comes your next 2 drivers in line in the running order. Doug Argabright and Christian Abati looking at trying to find a way around that 10 of Andrew McConville listed in the lucky dawn position. But we are 26, make it 27 laps into tonight's race when we cross the line this time around, and we have been clean and green all night long. Looks to be about a 4-stop race for these drivers. 3 of them already with issues from the pit road police, popping 3 drivers here tonight. But Conville, Alton, Coro all going to catch a penalty on the first green flag pit stops of the season. Maybe a little bit of rusty getting down to speed under green flag race conditions here. But Conville, Alt, Coro, they're going to need to have a mistake-free night from here on out. We'll see how they go. We'll see if anybody joins the list of drivers that's going to have to pay the piper when they make their way to pit road. A few battles scattered throughout the track here tonight for the Hit the Bricks 250. Brought to you by the ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4 Series. Doug Argabright and Christian Abati going at it with each other for position on the track. Back behind them, Cody Schultz and Carlos Ramos going at it for 5th and 6th. You can see Ramos in the 97 trying to reel in that ADS black and green number 5 machine. Not having too much success for the time being. Let's go a little further in the field. What do you say? Let's check out the U.S. National Guard Subway sponsored Ford Taurus out there. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. A Ford Taurus of Nicholas Wing. We do apologize about that. Had a little frog in the throat. Maybe a tadpole. Not sure. No, not that kind of tadpole. We're going to keep on moving on that one. And it's not about just the battles on the lead lap or at the front of the pack. Check this out. We're going to go highlight this battle that's raging on between these two drivers. The 29 of Andrew Rowan has Patrick Coro right behind him. These two drivers fighting for 16th and 17th. All the racetrack, one lap down. You can't tell me nothing. I'm still digging, still getting after it. And Coro looks like he wants the position. So again, we'll jump around the track just a little bit, trying to bring you as much of the battles as we can. The 97 of Carlos Ramos going to make his way to the inside of the Chevy Impala. Hog Wild Barbecue. Machine piloted by Andrew McConville. And almost a little bit of a heartbreaking moment here to watch McConville losing so much ground right now. Unfortunately, popped for speeding coming to pit road. And that's going to take him from running inside of the top 5 to running in 15th. One mistake is all it takes. And we're witnessing that right now. Let's go back again here. These guys absolutely hanging it out there. Let's go with Cody Schultz, Doug Argabright, Carlos Ramos, 4th, 5th, 6th on the racetrack, battling for positions. Ramos going to look to the inside. That Monster Energy, Haas Automations, Ford, Fusion, as he makes his way off of the corner. We apologize. That's a Ford Taurus. That's the Taurus on the front of that machine. And where has the speed come for Ramos? Maybe laying back a little bit on the initial, or on the beginning of this second green flag stint. Ramos finding some speed here. He rejoined the track after the green flag pit stop in 3rd, dropped back as far as 6th. Here he is, now back into 4th and looking to separate himself from Cody Schultz. Ooh, close stagger. Just about a half a car length lower than each other, all 3 of these drivers. Man. And as we watch this big battle, let's go back out front, drag race into turn 3 and back to the race lead. A little bit of a slide there for the 25 of Ennis, but he's going to keep the position for the moment through 4. Going to grab the spot, but will he keep it officially at the line? He'll cross the stripe first, a third of the way through tonight's race. We have been clean and green all night long. Green flag pit stops lingering less than 10 laps away. We'll see these drivers coming to pit road for what will be the second time. And here it is, late in this run. Jake Ennis able to step on it and separate himself from Derek Moore. Job well done by Moore to get out front, stay out front for the majority of this second stint here. So, job well done. Speed built underneath the hood of that United States Navy number 25 is just, I don't think anybody has anything for him in the horsepower department. I know they've all got these crate engines in them and everybody's the same, but finding a way to get a little more out of it right now behind the wheel of that 25 minutes already. Over a half a second out front. Top two have walked away from third place runner Christian Abati right here in that 45 machine. Great start to the season. Great start of the race for this number 45. He's up 3 positions from where he qualified, and he's got himself a bit of a gap, a bit of buffer to deal with if he wants 2.3 seconds back to find Argabright. Through the exit of turn number 1, coming at turn number 2. Here goes that 41 of Doug Argabright trying to run down the drivers in front. Long way down the back stretch. There goes your race leader, Derek Moore. Christian Abati flies by the Ramos. Schultz and Argabright gonna go side by side into turn 3. Slide job coming, and here goes the pass for position. Woo. Close there through turns 3. Argabright losing the position now to Cody Schultz, who's going to take that 5th spot away. See if this battle resurges. Has a resurgence? Ooh, bit of a wiggle there on the front end of that 41 of Argabright as he looks to drag race on the high side. Third lane is to the 5's advantage. He's going to duck to the high side for just a moment to give himself a shot at a better corner entry, but Walsh up through the middle of 3. That's going to open up the door for the 41 down into turn number 4. Going to pull him on corner exit here. Can he get the forward bite? Yes, he does. Slides up the racetrack. Argabright back to 5th. And if you're watching the timing and scoring charts at home, race fans, you can see right there just what we alluded to moments ago. Jake Ennis had a 2.5 second advantage before the round of green flag pit stop started. He merged back onto the track in second position, gave up that top spot to Derek Moore for more than half of this green flag run. Since he was able to step out front, get some clean hair on the nose of that 25 U.S. Navy machine, Ennis has walked away and brought that gap back to 1.5. Second round of green flag pit stops underway. Nicholas Swing gonna pull the trigger at about 3 laps before that. What we expected to be the round of green flag pit stops. Nicholas Swing to pit road early. Very long, slow roll down pit lane. And it looks like we've got some strategy playing out on the track. Nicholas Wing down and away off of pit road. He is going to lose a lap here to your race leaders, but these guys going to give up a ton of time coming to pit road as well. So the biggest key right here for Wing, I think, is to get out and get behind the car as soon as he can. Try to use a little bit of a toe to slingshot himself around and gain a little bit more time. Brian Tarnowski able to get by Daniel Jensen. That's going to be for the 11th position on the racetrack. And staying true to the pit cycles, Derek Moore, Carlos Ramos, Cody Schultz all going to peel for pit road this time by. And we've got trouble. We've got trouble coming to pit road. Caution flag will fly, and it looks like the lieutenant has had some issues. Let's see if we can't go take a look and eyeball one way down. Ramos, you can see high above the track, trying to get Woe down to pit road. And he's going to loop it, get back out on the racetrack. Caution flag will fly here. So I don't think the 97 is going to be able to make that pit stop. He is going to stop. However, we'll see if there's going to be any pit road penalties on this one. But the field going to go back behind the pace car for the first time here tonight. Caution flag flies on the lap number 40. So with that being said, we're going to give these gentlemen an opportunity to catch up to the pace car and work their way down pit road to the attention of their crew members. We're going to step away from the track for a brief commercial break, pay a few bills. You know how that goes, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back with the Hit the Bricks 250, brought to you by the ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4 series. And we come back to you live trackside as the pace car ready to duck off. And we're ready to refire the engines here. First caution flag flying moments ago, and the field's going to head to the Geico restart zone, waiting for the leader to nail the gas, and on it, away we go. Green flag flies once again. Short-lived stint at the front of this field. Cody Schultz going to play a little bit of strategy and lead a handful of laps to become our third different race leader, but making short work of it on the restart is that U.S. Navy number 25 of Jake Ennis. He's going to fire back out and around and grab that top spot away. Derek Moore going to get by Christian Abate for third place momentarily. Now Michael Overstreet making a pass for position on Doug Argabright, so a lot going on here on the restart. Side by side, Moore and Abate go at it for third place. Alex Wiggins waiting in the wings right there behind the wheel of his Celsius. Number 11, the 39 of Michael Overstreet in tow. Doug Argabright in the 41 is going to run 7th. Single file racing once again here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, waiting till we cross the line. And you know what? We're going to give it to you a little early. What do you say? It looks like single file throughout this field. Drivers still eyeballing making a jump forward positions. Looking down to the inside was Argabright. Whoa, a little bit of a sideways moment there for the PPG Camaro. Zach Miller, Nicholas Swing, Brian Tarnowski, Daniel Jensen all running with each other. Let's take a look at this second pack of drivers here. Handful of lap machines mixed in with lead lap drivers. There you can see Nicholas Wing trying to make his way around. And Hauck, who's listed one lap down. In another new fast lap here tonight, quick time belongs to Jake Ennis still. Natchy, the pole position for tonight's Hit the Brakes 250 with the Gen 4 Cup Series, brought to you by ASMR in partnership with Hauck Designs. Ennis taking the pole position, now going to lay down the fast lap of the race of 52:42. My gosh. It's an amazing lap turned in by Ennis, and that is out front with no help, no draft help whatsoever. Maybe this is a hometown track for Ennis. Maybe he just really likes Indy. I'm not quite sure, but whatever it is, these guys may be happy when they pack up the haulers and head to the track for next week's race. Battle still raging on between Derek Moore and Christian Abate. Will cross the line, lap number 47. Gonna go on the board this time around. Gonna jump around again to some more battles. Let's go back here with Argabright as he closes in on the back of the 39 of Michael Overstreet. This battle has been going on for about the past 2 laps, unable to take the position. Is that 41? Overstreet gonna have a little bit of a moment. Let's look at Doug behind the wheel. Looks calm, cool, collected out there on the track. Oh, a little touch of the outside wall. That's never good to scrape the outside wall, as we mentioned earlier when we seen the 39 with a little bit of contact on that outside wall. It seems to have not really been that that significant of damage for the PPG number 39 machine of Overstreet, but Argabright having to really feather the throttle. That right front may have some damage. On board now with Christian Amonte as he's trying to get by the hot and zesties Ford. The Taurus piloted by Derek Moore, running in that 16th position. A little bit of paint scheme changes for a handful of these drivers jumping from the Xfinity rides into these Gen 4 machines. Typically we see that AMSOIL paint scheme being piloted by Moore, but now making a switch. Excuse me, my goodness. Making the switch here for the Gen 4 series, giving a little bit of an old school throwback feel to some of the real schemes we've seen out there throughout the years. So big tip of the cap to Hauck Designs, putting in a ton of work in the paint booth and hooking up a handful of these drivers with some amazing looking machines as we cross the line this last time by lap number 51. Goes on the board, and we are just at that halfway point. So what do you say we give you your driver highlights and spotlights, your mid-race report out front? He's been pretty much out front all night long, leading the most laps so far. Behind the wheel of that 25 U.S. Navy Chevy SS Impala. Your pole sitter, your race leader, Jake Innes. The number 5 machine of Cody Schultz with a great showing and a great start to the season into tonight's Hit the Bricks 250. Schultz going to run in second behind the wheel of that 5 machine, but the battle now raging second, third, and fourth on the racetrack. Derek Moore, we spoke about him moments ago. Moore with a fantastic run, up 2 positions from where he qualified, looking for another spot. Moore in third for now. Looking to fill the gap on the inside of Bonte, looking to pick up a position, and just like that, Cody Schultz going to go from second back to fourth. Christian Abate going to take over that third position, while Alex Wiggins, newcomer to this season, debut race tonight behind the wheel of his Gen 4 Celsius Cup Series ride. Wiggins rounds out your top 5. Spotlight of the race so far at the mid-race report. Driver out of Asheville, Ohio. It's Miller time with Zach Miller. Up 7 positions from where he qualified. Zach started Shotgun Sally, tail end of the field, and he has driven that 213somewhere.com 38 into a top 10 position, and he's going to look for some more as we are on the downhill side of things now. Miller with a great run. We'll see if he can continue to the front. That's going to do it for your driver highlights and spotlights. Let's get to that mid-race report out front. Showing the way is Jake Innes. We started with 17 drivers on the starting grid here tonight. We've got all 17 still out on the track, but only 13 left on the lead lap. The number 91 of Patrick Coro listed first driver, 1 lap down in the lucky dog position. We'll see if Coro can catch a break and have a little lady luck on his side. Will he catch the caution flag he needs? We'll find out. Throughout the course of tonight's race, only 1 caution flag. Only 1 caution flag flying here tonight, and that was going to be back on the lap. I believe it is lap number 40. We've seen that caution flag fly just around the corner from green flag pit stops, and that is what caught a handful of drivers out Ed Hauck was on the lead lap, unfortunately, on pit road when that caution flag flew and he got trapped one lap down. So unfortunate circumstances here tonight for that number 7. But he's going to fight hard. He's going to try to fight back. We'll see if the second half of the race goes a little different here tonight for that number 7 machine. And this is what we seen in that opening run. Right, race fans? We seen it. Ennis gets the clean air and steps away. We seen it just before that round of green flag pit stops, right when the caution came out. Ennis was able to work his way by Derek Moore. After giving up the race lead on the pit cycle, he was able to work his way around. And as soon as he got the fresh air on the front end of that Chevy Impala SS, he stepped it out. Stepped away from the field, and here he is again. 3-second advantage over Christian Avanti, who's still battling with Derek Moore. That is one of your closest battles on track. Let's go back here. We've got a driver to trouble and on to pit road. Oh no, what has happened to the Cookie Monster? Looks like Dave Gage might need a napkin after this one. The cookies have crumbled here tonight for the Cookie Monster. And we're going to have a caution. Caution flag will fly. Caution flag flies here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And it looks like the 99 of Nicholas Wing gonna have some trouble. That's gonna help out the chances for Patrick Coro and possibly the rest of these drivers one lap down. Will we see race leaders come to pit lane? That's gonna be the big question. That's gonna be the big ask. But let's go back. Let's see how the caution flag flew here for the second time. And oh, big trouble. Big trouble there. Nicholas Wing and Ed Hauck could have come together out of turn number 2. Let's take one more look at it here, guys. Can we get another? And we're going to catch it a little late on that camera angle, but coming out of turn number 2 and onto the backstretch. Squeezing up the track just a little bit. Ed Hauck could have picked up some damage on this one in the 99. Could have spin to the bottom of the racetrack and bring our second caution of the night out. And we'll jump back behind the pace car, back with your race leaders out front. All right, all you crew chiefs out there in TV land, what do? You were last on to pit road on lap 41. And there's your answer. Driver's going to be called to pit road. And we may have some gamblers here. Looks like Arga Bright, Ramos, they're going to stay out on the racetrack. And man, this is going to be, it's going to be interesting. We've seen drivers, able to make a 20-lap run. Looking at things right here, we're only about 4 to 5 laps away from a 20-lap run for Arga Bright and Ramos. It appears that Ennis, Avanti, Moore, Wiggins, Overstreet, Cody Schultz, Zach Miller, Brian Ternowski, Daniel Jensen, it looks like their strategy play is come get fuel now, make one more stop tonight, and have just enough to get to the end of the race. Arca Bright and Ramos, along with Nicholas Wing, are going to put themselves on a separate strategy. If they stay out and we go back green flag racing, they're going to have to hit pit road, I would say, in about 3 laps. 3 to 4 laps at most. They're going to be heading down pit road. That's going to give them a big enough difference on fuel that they'll definitely make it with one more stop. Not a shadow of a doubt right there. But is it worth the risk of coming to pit road? Possibly losing a lap? I don't think it's going to be worth it, and it looks like they're thinking it over here. Field going to head back down pit lane. And interesting enough, those drivers that just came down pit road going to go back down pit road again. That's going to allow Patrick Coro, Andrew McConville right here. Andrew Alt also looking to get a lap back as the pace car lights are off. We are going green flag racing this time by. The complexity of tonight's race has indeed changed. These two drivers electing to stay out, get themselves back onto the lead lap. That could vote dividends later on here tonight. Race off of pit road, won by Jake Innes, just a top off from Innes, Derek Moore, Christian Abate, Alex Wiggins, Cody Schultz, Michael Overstreet, Carlos Ramos, Zach Miller, Daniel Jensen, and Brian Jarnowski will round out your top 10. We're going to have just over 40 laps remaining when we drop the hammer. But the green flag flies once again with the boss man at the flag stand ready to give these drivers the signal to go. We'll wait for the control car in the restart zone. Our good buddy, Chris Rock, gonna take the pace car back down pit lane. The boss man at the flag stand will get the field started once again. Fans on their feet, sold out, packed house for tonight. The season opener right here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You're watching the Hit the Bricks 250. And the pace car lights are going to come back on. Pace car lights back on. Handful of drivers coming to pit road. Handful of drivers back to pit road. Looks like Michael Overstreet going to become our fifth different race leader. Fifth different? Do we? Yes, fifth different race leader. Only about 8 lead changes, but Overstreet rolling the dice here. Daniel Jensen likes his chances. He's going to stay on the Snake River. Ford as well. Andrew McConville. Andrew Alt also going to stay out on track. Jake Innes going to come off of pit lane and rejoin the running order back in fifth. That's about as far as we've seen Innes in the field. He's going to have a lot of dirty air to contend with on this restart. See how quickly he can dispose of his competition. He has been class of the field, really. I mean, the 16 of Derek Moore, he's been able to hang there with him at times. But once 25 gets that full fresh air on the front end, he takes advantage and looks to pull the Mortal Kombat finisher here from the Brickyard. So you want racing action? We're going to bring it to you here tonight, working their way through turn number 4. Pace car ready to dunk off once again. Our good buddy Chris Rock going to bring the pace car back down pit road. And we're going to get ready to go once again here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway into the ICO restart zone. And away we go. Green flag flies once again here from Indy. Field clean through turn 1, stacking up just a little bit. Taking a long look at this field. Overstreet shot out of a cannon and down the backstretch, man. What a run for Overstreet. Stepping away from this field right now is Michael Overstreet. Will continue to jump around on this restart, looking to the inside of Cody Schultz at the 97 of Carlos Ramos. First time here tonight, Ramos way outside of the top 5, sitting in that 9th position, trying to hold on to a top 10. Jake Ennis trying to make his way through traffic, but not able to get around Christian Abati. They're going to duck to the inside of the 10 of Andrew McConville. Not much of a fight there. McConville going to give up those positions. The wing and Tarnowski going at it for 13th position on the track. Jake Ennis getting by McConville. Whoa, bit of a moment there. Another big moment for that 29. Andrew Walt going to give up a position or two here. Keep the car headed in the right direction, and that's what counts. That's what matters right here. Under 40 laps of racing remain here from the Brickyard. Ooh. Oh my gosh, that was close. The 10 of McConville trying to stay out of the left rear of the 16. Ramos almost clean up. Hitter. Oh, and around they go. In big time trouble now for a handful of drivers. Carlos Ramos and the 10 of Andrew McConville gonna come together, and that's gonna do it. Gonna have some problems here. Caution number 3 gonna fly as we go back and check the replay. And one driver up the track, one driver down and into the outside wall. Cody Schultz going to pick up some damage on this one. Do we have another look, guys? Can we get one more look at that one? We'll take one more look at it here. And there it is. There's the hook and hard impact into the outside wall. Big hit on the front end of that 5 as well. So we opened up tonight's race with a long green flag run. We've had 2 quick back-to-back cautions here tonight, bringing the field back to a crawl. How many drivers will come back to pit lane or rejoin the front of the field with your race leader behind the wheel of that? It's Chevy Camaro PPG paints number 39 machine. Michael Overstreet shows the way down the back stretch. Going to catch up with our good buddy Chris Rock in that pace car. So pit road will be opened this time by. We're going to wait to see if we have any takers to pit road. Everybody going to have to make at least one stop before the end of tonight's race, regardless of if they pit right here. So I wonder if anybody's willing to give up any track position at this point in time. And I'm telling you, if it was me, I ain't coming to pit road. And it looks like a handful of these drivers agree. A handful say, nope, I'm coming to pit road anyway. Abati, Alt, Augerbright, Miller, Wing, Schultz, Wiggins, Ramos, McConville, all onto pit lane. So with our latest caution, we're going to step away once again for just another brief commercial break. You know how that goes. So again, bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with all your green flag action here from it. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're gonna lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage.
Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Hopefully they don't have to come and get any of these drivers as we watch the green flag fly once again here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Behind the wheel of that PPG Paints number 39 machine, Michael Overstreet will bring us back to the green flag and steps away from the field on the restart. And we've got more trouble. We're back under caution early here after the restart. Nicholas Wing with more troubles. Andrew Alt with an issue as well. Seeing if we can get footage of this one. Let's see if we've got it here. Everything looks okay down into turn one. That's where the chaos ensues. Contact, 3 drivers caught up. Big time trouble here. Let's take one more look at it. Drivers going to make their way around turn 1, coming at you into screen just off in the distance. Let's take a look if we can see it. There's the contact, a little outside of our frame. We'll look back one more time. Do we got one more camera view of that one, guys? Get the thumbs up and we're going to go right to it. Nicholas Wing comes into the corner and into the back of the 29, picking up some damage to the 38 of Zach Miller. Nowhere to go, and Miller going to collect a little bit of damage on this one, so we'll head back out front with the race leader Michael Overstreet as he runs after that pace car. So again, what started off as a very calm don't want to say timid, but a very calm start to tonight's race. We've seen our first caution flag fly on lap number 49. We have since seen 3 quick cautions in succession to each other. Handful of drivers will come to pit road, this time by Zach Miller, Alex Wiggins, Andrew McConville, Andrew Walt, Nicholas Wing. All to pit road, this time by just around the corner of 30 laps remaining here tonight at the Hit the Bricks 250 drivers. Well over that 100-mile mark. Oh my goodness. And it seems like some of the grip getting to a handful of these guys. We've seen the hard charge down into the corner. Nicholas Wing thought the 29 of Andrew Walt was going to be a little bit further in the corner, but a little bobble on the bottom of the racetrack going into turn 1. Contact ensues. Zach Miller going to be caught up and involved in this latest one as well. Not much that Miller could do, but he's going to now have some pretty significant damage on the front end of his number 38 machine. As the field receives the 1 to go, this time around we'll have 30 laps remaining. Will we drop the green flag once again? Right here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, we've got some great racing action coming up for you in the next handful of weeks. So if you're just joining us now, join us each and every Wednesday night for your adrenaline fix right here with the ASMR Hauck Designs Xfinity Series. We're going to fire things off over on the west side of things. We're heading to Auto Club next week, followed by Richmond, and then back to an old school track. We're heading to the old Atlanta. That's right, we're not going to use that new super speedway repaved thing. We're going to kick it old school at Atlanta on October 4th. Keep that marked on your calendar. Big time race following that October 11th. We're going to hit the high banks of Talladega Super Speedway. That's going to be one heck of a night as well. Look for these Gen 4 machines to be super fast on the high banks at Daytona. But we got to get through tonight's Hit the Bricks 250 first. Who's going to walk away with the first checkered flag of the season? Your pole sitter going to start second row outside lane. We'll see if Ennis or Moore can get to the front of the field. Pace car back in to the restart zone. We roll on the bottom of the racetrack as your race leader on the gas, and green flag flies. Green flag flies as Overstreet nails the gas. A little bit of a spin of the tires for Daniel Jensen. That's going to help that 16 scoot away from, I don't want to call him his nemesis, but it's been the only one to really challenge that 25 here tonight. That's going to put a car between Moore and Ennis, and it's going to be short-lived as that Navy machine going to go to the bottom of the racetrack, pick up that third position. Snaking down the backstretch is Overstreet, but I think it's going to be to no avail. Moore right there, looking to take that top spot away. A lot of cloud cover on the track now. That's going to put a little more grip on the track for these drivers. We've seen track temperatures in qualifying over the 120-degree mark as we cross the line this time by lap 72 goes on the board. We'll drop that timing scoring back to the left-hand side of your screen. With the track temperatures up at 121 degrees coming into tonight's race. Interesting to see where that weather is sitting now, where that track temperature is, and we're seeing if we can't get that cooked up and worked up for you here. Waiting word from our weatherman over there in the corner, but he's shaking his head like something's broke. So we're going to just move on. Moore and Ennis going at it again, but it's not going to be for the top spot. It's going to be for second and third as they continue to try to run down Michael Overstreet. Christian Avanti now going to try his hands at it, going to the front. He's going to jump to the inside, take that third position away from Ennis, who is struggling now with dirty air on the nose of that machine. The 25 stuck back in fourth. Battles raging on behind them. Let's go check this battle out. Daniel Jensen has Cody Schultz. Doug Argerbright running right behind him. How about the recovery here for Patrick Coro? The 91 was off of the lead lap a handful of laps ago. And here he is now inside of your top 10, sitting in a comfortable 8th position, has about a second gap back to Brian Tarnowski in that number 28 machine. How about the recovery as well for Ed Hauck right here? That tic-tac number 7 on the outside of the 97 of Carlos Ramos. Ramos listed multiple laps down here, but Hauck with a solid recovery to get himself back on the lead lap and give himself a fighting chance. Ed sits in 13th. It's getting hot and heavy at the front. Let's go back to the front, guys. Let's get back up here. We don't want to miss any of the action here out of your top 4. Looking at him throw a blanket over him. My goodness, that is some close running here at Indy. Side by side for the race. Lena Bonti not able to make the pass. Almost making contact. Big run to the bottom. Derek Moore going to hit that elevator button. He's going to go top floor to the basement. Down the back stretch and a big run into turn number 3 for that 25. Able to make up a little ground, but not quite enough. Looking inside now of Overstreet is that 16 of Moore. If Jake Ennis wants a shot at this, he has got to go, and he has got to go now. Christian Abate with a little bit of a wiggle there on the outside of the 25 of Ennis. That's going to give Jake just the room he needs. Oh my gosh. When I say just give him the room he needs, literally, you maybe had an inch in between the front and rear bumpers of that 25. Man, he was almost out of room. So as we cross the line with 24 laps to go, Michael Overstreet has given up that top spot to Derek Moore. Jake Ennis trying to run him down, trying to grab that top spot back. Once again, the dominant driver, the dominant car has now, into the outside wall. Ennis into the outside wall. A little bit of a touch with the outside wall with that right front. Will it be enough to keep Ennis out of victory lane? He's been class of the field when he can get that clean air, but struggling behind cars. Started fourth on our latest restart, only able to pick up one position. Man, I'm telling you, this is getting good between these drivers right here. Tell you what, we haven't had the opportunity to look inside one of these machines in quite a while. Let's go on board here. Oh, bit of a... Oh! Looks like dealing with a little bit of oversteer. Michael Overstreet. No pun intended. Having to correct the car. You can see him having to pull that wheel to the right. Turning right to go left. It's usually only fast on the dirt track, but somehow Overstreet making it work for him. Rear view mirror full. Oh, a little bit of contact, bump and run off of the corner, and that's going to put Overstreet into the outside wall. Jake Ennis going to take that position away. Christian Abbasi going to follow through. Grab that final podium position. You can see a lot of scrapes down the side of that 39 machine. I'm sure he's a little hot under the helmet now. Driving with a little bit of purpose, maybe to get back to the tail end of that 25, as Ennis still struggling to catch your race leader. So here it is, race fans. These drivers, they know they can get at least 20 laps on a tank of fuel. The majority of this field, your race leaders, your top two, last to pit lane on lap 59. We were coming across the line to take lap number 79 this time around. These guys are going to have to hit pit road in the next lap or two. And that's going to put them just on that window of getting to the end. The man sitting in third can stay out there a handful of laps. He's got 5 laps worth of fuel. More than the top two. Abbasi on to pit road back at lap number 64, so he's going to be able to make it to lap 85 or so with only 15 laps to go. How long will Abbasi stretch this run? When will your top two come to pit road for the final time? We're going to watch it all unfold as we'll have 20 to go this time by. $20 laps to go, only 50 miles of racing remain. And that round of green flag pit stops has begun. Michael Overstreet going to bring the 39 down pit road for what should be the final time here tonight. Big slide again from that 25 of him. We've seen him do that all race long. He gets that left front down there. I don't want to call it the rumble strips, because he's not quite getting it down there to those concrete rumble strips, but he is all over it, man. Really utilizing somewhat of the apron to make the car turn more, and Ennis going to peel off this time by top two to pit road. That's going to drag Cody Schultz and Patrick Coro down pit lane with them as well. Handful of drivers going to stay out, and Christian Abbasi going to go back to the front of the field for the second time here tonight. Only 4 drivers to pit road. Your top 8 drivers electing to stay out on the track and run at least another handful of laps. Man, it's going to get Nicholas Wing, Andrew Alt, Andrew McConville. They're going to be able to make it almost to 10 laps remaining before needing to come to fuel. That could possibly set them up for a one-can stop. They're not going to need a full fuel cell to get to the end. As Abati on the brakes hard coming to pit lane, assuring he does not speed on pit road. That's going to hand over the race lead to the Monster Energy Haas Automation. Fast forward. Out front. 18 to go. Doug Argabright still has to make his final pit stop. Derek Moore able to lead Jake Innes off of pit road. We're going to keep our eyes on that battle. You can tune into it over there on the left-hand side of your screen. Moore and Innes, 9th and 10th on the racetrack, but look at the gap, the deficit. Only 0.3 of a second between those two drivers. That's going to be a highly hot contested battle here over the course of the next few laps. Michael Overstreet was looking for an undercut. He's going to be able to grab one position, but not able to leapfrog Moore and Innes in the running order. As Daniel Jensen and Brian Tarnowski, they're going to break for pit road this time around. '99 of Nicholas Swing getting back up to speed. Merging back onto the track just out in front of your race leader, Andrew Alt sits in second. Andrew McConville back in third. Innes and Moore going at it, 4th and 5th on the racetrack, and Derek Moore takes the top spot, or takes the top side back, looking for that 4th position again. A little bit of a squeeze play. Off at the corner exit, there's Michael Overstreet able to grab that 3rd spot away. Christian Avanti gonna run 4th, win this round of green flag pit cycles is over. Andrew Wall to pit lane this time around. And again, we said it was gonna be about that 15 lap mark, the 15 lap to go mark, when we seen Argabright have to come to pit road. Argabright and McConville stay out on track. With 16 still to go. Christian Abati, he wants that quick time here tonight. He's going to pick up the fastest lap of the race here tonight, 52.42. Down to the 1,000th of a second to grab that spot away from Jake Innes, who has been the class of the field, but now finds himself struggling to get around that number 16 machine. Derek Moore looking for victory lane. Watching the battle right now for 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th. What will eventually become the battle for your top 2 spots in the final spot on the podium here tonight. How about this now? 3rd, 4th, 5th on the racetrack, all running 52.42s. It is down to the 10,000ths of a second now. Amazing speed out of each one of these drivers, lap after lap, trying to separate themselves from their competition. Andrew McConville going to come to pit lane this time around as Argabright stays out for one more round. And I don't know, I'm looking at these lap times. The last time around the track, race leader Doug Argabright going to turn in a 55.32. The man sitting in second, a 52.89. So that is at least 2/10, 2.5 seconds faster. Giving up a ton of time right now is Argabright, and he's going to come to pit road. Argabright to pit road to finish out the final round of green flag pit stops. Will he somehow be able to get into the pit box, down and away before these guys get to him? And I don't think he's going to do it. Through the short chute and into turn number 4. Innes on the heels of Moore. And they're going to do it with a fair amount of ease now. Derek Moore back to the point out front with 13 to go. Derek Moore going to show the way. Jake Innes right here, hounding him. Not letting him breathe a bit. That's what it looks like out front, but what's it look like out back? I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks a little something like this. Innes all over him, looking to regain the top spot, and as these two have battled, Abati has done away with Overstreet. Michael Overstreet now falling 3.3 seconds back from that third position, but Abati has reeled in your top two. Only a half a second separates your top three, so what was once spread out has now all come together, looking to accelerate off of the corner. Not just his life behind the wheel of that Navy number 25. Jake Innes looks to the inside into turn 3. Great move down the backstretch and to the inside to grab that top spot away. Jake goes back to the point. Guarding against. Oh, and into the outside wall. Big impact for Jake Innes. That's going to open up the door for 3 wide on the front stretch. And Abati says, thank you very much. I'll slide my way right on through. I don't think we've seen the last of the trouble out of these three guys. They are fighting hard here for position in Abati. There to pick up the pieces when it matters the most. Christian Abati back to the point. "25 miles of racing remaining here tonight from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the Hit the Bricks 250, brought to you by the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Gen 4 Cup Series. And what an amazing run. Had a long opening green flag stint here tonight, so a big shout out to each and every one of these drivers for an amazing job here tonight. Only 4 cautions in the race, and they came back to back to back. And we have since set sail and been on a long run. Another round of green flag pit stops behind us. So while you're here, while we've got you, if you haven't already, join us in that push to 3,000. Show these drivers that love and drop them the thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash that bell. Over there on the right-hand side, get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you slide it in just to say hey, or you are one of our dedicated fans, friends, families, or one of our many sponsors across the many different series and leagues. We appreciate each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. We're right on the tip of that 3,000 subscriber mark. So tell your friends to tell their friends. Let's get this job done. I know we can count on you. Without you, there would be no us. So again, while you're here, show these drivers that love and drop them that thumbs up. So here it is. 8 laps to go this time around. Derek Moore on the heels of Christian Abati. Jake Innes losing ground. Hard contact with the right side of the car coming out of turn number 2, and that may have spelled an end to the run that Innes had here tonight. An amazing run for Innes, and he is falling back now. Looks like his chances of a clean sweep of being fast and happy hour, pole position, most laps led in checkered flag, it looks like it is disappearing out of the windshield. There is no worse feeling than sitting behind the wheel of the race car, giving it everything you got, and seeing drivers getting smaller. Lap after lap. We're going to cross the line this time with just 7 laps remaining and more waiting to make that move. So here's the question, race fans, right? Moore, he's there. He can get a run and make a move. But do you time it here? Do you practice it? Do you play with it? Do you see, okay, if I want to go now, does it take me a half a lap? Does it take me a lap? Does it take 2 laps to get this pass done? You need to know what you gotta know before it's too late to find out. Oh, more contact with the outside wall for that Navy number 25, and that is just going to compound the troubles here tonight for Innis late the race. Again, dominating race car, tons of speed, but contact with the outside wall multiple times coming to the end of tonight's race, and it looks like Innis just no longer has that speed. Derek Moore falling off a little bit as well here. Is he laying back? Is he going to create a run? Or has he lost the tires on that 16? Bit of a gap is starting to open up for race leader Christian Abate. This is one of your only battles on the racetrack, so we're going to stay right here with your top 3 to the end of tonight's race. The hi, how are you? Nice to see you. 5-finger wave. It's the high 5. This time by just 5 laps to go. Less than 8 miles of racing now remain. Or no, I apologize. What am I talking about? Less than 15 miles of racing action remain here. 5 laps around this 2.5-mile racetrack, the famous world-renowned Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Only 4 cautions here tonight to bring the field to a crawl. A handful of drivers with big-time issues. 20 plus seconds separate your top 7. 2 drivers behind pit wall here tonight. We started tonight's Hit the Bricks 250 with 17 drivers on the starting grid. We've still got 15 on track. Early exit tonight for both Alex Wiggins as well as Dave Gage. Carlos Ramos and Zach Miller listed off of the lead lap at 38. Looking to find a way back to the lead lap, but he's going to need a late race caution to accomplish that. The 10 of McConville going to go to the bottom of the racetrack, and he's now going to take that lucky dog position, and there you have it. We told you, contact with the outside wall could really ruin really ruin the aero on these machines. And we're seeing that effect right here before our eyes. Contact with the outside wall with 10 to go. Jake Innes then has another touch of the outside wall with 8 to go. 5 laps later, he finds himself over a second behind second place. Innes is just going to try to hold on here and walk away with a podium finish. But the day not done. The race not over. The fat man has not sung. I figured I'd say fat man because you know what, we're just not going to justify it. We're going to move on. Coming through 3 and 4, is it enough time? 2 laps remaining in the Hit the Bricks 250. Is 2 laps enough for that 16 to take that top spot away? We're going to find out. 5 miles of racing action remain as popsicle sticks go on display for your race leader, Popsicle Sticks. 2 laps to go here from Indy. And Abati, calm, cool, collective at the front, opening that gap up now halfway down the backstretch. Race lead now half a second. He's going to pull him a little bit through turns 3. We'll see how he gets through 4. Christian Abati, 2.5 miles of racing remain. Will the 45 walk away with it? Back across the bricks and white flag flies. Final lap here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway with the American Sim Motor Racing Hauck Designs Gen 4 Cup Series. Christian Abati looks to capture the first checkered flag of the season. 45 clean and clear through turns 1, clean and clear through turn 2. Less than half a lap remains as Abati gonna go to the bottom of the racetrack, go by the Kool-Aid sponsored 28 machine of Brian Tronowski for the final time down the short chute and into turn number 4. Christian Abati will lead the field off of 4 and walk away with the first checkered flag of the season. He's there to pick up the pieces when the time is right, and Abati is your Hit the Bricks 250 winner, live here from Indianapolis Motor Speedway. What a run, what a night. We've seen a long green flag open things up. We've seen a long green flag run to finish out the race here tonight, and a job well done to the man behind the wheel of that 45 machine. Man, what a finish. Podium drivers going to come up, give their congratulatory remarks and gestures to your race winner. Man, what a job here tonight. These three laid it all on the line late in the race. Unfortunately, Ennis unable to walk away with the checkered flag, but what a great finish on the track here from these three guys. So as we continue tonight's coverage right here trackside from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the fans in the stands on their feet, ready for a post-race celebration, ready for a smoke show. But before we go, we're going to stop for just a brief commercial break, get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interview. So burning it down on the front stretch is your race winner, Christian Abati. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. In back trackside here high above Indianapolis Motor Speedway after an amazing race to kick things off here in season number 7 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4 series. And we're going to dive straight into things here. And we're going to see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the man that walked away with the pole position here tonight, but unfortunate late contact with the outside wall in finishing tonight's Hit the Bricks 250 in the third position. Jake, it's Dave. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, hey, Jake, man, heck of a run for you here tonight from Indy to start the season off with. You led the most laps. You were tied with the fastest lap between all three of you podium drivers, so I don't think I've ever witnessed that before. But again, you walked away with the most laps led. You also walked away with the pole position. So, how good are you really feeling about the way things are kicking off this season for you?
Well, uh, I'm definitely excited for the rest of the season. I know it's the first race, but usually I get a pretty good starting spot. I was not expecting pole because I only was able to run 4 laps of practice. Um, but I was really trying to keep the car stable through the run, trying not to overuse my tires, and it worked out every single run. But then the cautions came, and it was getting quite difficult. Um, like you said about the fastest lap, the three of us were separated by 3/1000ths of a second for the fastest lap of the race. But it was a hard fought battle. Three of us, Red Mist Racing, we got a top three, all three of us, and I joined the team late because the check just cleared today. So happy to be back after last season with a strong run, and hopefully this starts a pretty good season.
Well, we've seen you have some of those strong runs last season. You started things off on the right foot this season, a pole position and a podium finish in night number one. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. I'm sure this isn't going to be the final time we talk. So before we let you go here tonight, would you like to give any final shout outs, thank yous, love yous?
I'd like to thank to my friend, first of all, Tim Dayton, TDR Media. He's a great guy. I would like to thank Dave Gage for running this awesome league at Hawk. Um, Thank you to you, Dave. I just thank all the competitors for let me have a blast every night, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Well, we're glad you're back. We're glad you're back in the podium. We'll see if you can make that return to victory lane. But until then, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast.
Thank you, you too.
All right, there you have it. Final words from the man that had this thing all but in the bag until that rash of cautions came out. Jake Innes finishes out on a high note. Still walks away with a great points day. He'll walk away in third. That's going to move us right along the list and right along the running order. It looks like we've got a little bit of problems here with some of the visual connections. We'll see if we can't get that figured out for you. And there you see back in the background a handful of drivers still heating things up with their post-race celebrations. But nonetheless, let's see if we can't grab a word or two with a man behind the wheel of that number 16 machine. We talked to him last season, and we'll talk to him again at the end of night number one. Derek, it's Dave. How you feeling after walking away with a solid second place?
I'm exhausted, to tell you the truth.
You, man, I had to talk this whole time. You got to sit on your butt. No, I'm just kidding, man. Fast as always. You were fast last season. Had a great showing last season. You're starting things off on the right foot here with a podium finish to open things up in these Gen 4 machines. For those that don't know out in TV land, how hard is it to really get these cars to do what you want in the corner?
It's pretty tricky because I mean, we got what, like 850 horsepower on these things, and we're screaming into down the end of the long straights at like 199 miles an hour. And then you got to whoa it up to get down to the bottom and then kind of get back in the throttle to get a little bit of yaw in the car and then just kind of ride that yaw through the corner and then not get loose on exit. Yeah, they're you got to really wheel these things around this track.
Well, this is a big, wide open track. I mean, not wide open on the throttle nonstop, but very long straightaways. We're going to be visiting a track next week that also has long straightaways. A little bit different banking. That progressive banking at Auto Club allows you to kind of race all over the racetrack. Do you think you can take anything away from here that may help you next week?
Maybe a little bit of throttle management and tire conservation, maybe, but that track is so different. There's like 1.5 million different lines you can run, and you're a lot more, you're a lot harder on the throttle through the corner and keeping up your momentum. And I mean, you can throw some giant sliders, and it'll be a lot racier for battling for position than this track, but kind of getting off the corner and just knowing what to do um, with that. I think this is some kind of takeaway, but yeah, I mean they're super different. So
Well, again, Derek, it's a pleasure to watch you out on track. Always a pleasure to get to talk to you at the end of these things. So, congratulations again on your podium finish to start off this season. But before we let you go, would you like to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, maybe thank anybody back home or at the shop?
I'll thank my teammates. I'm running with Christian, Jake, and Andy this season, and Andy had a bit of a rough go of it, but Christian, and Jake had a good run of it. Race each other hard but clean. Thank you for broadcasting once again, and thank all the admins putting this on, and yeah, just hell of a time every week.
Well, my man, again, as always, a pleasure catching up with you at the end of these things. I know it's not going to be the last time we speak this season, so we'll see if next time it's not one spot better in victory lane. But until then, my friend, as always, stay safe and keep it fast. All right, there you have it. Final few words for the man that walks away second here tonight. Behind the wheel of that number 16 machine, Derek Moore led a handful of laps, but couldn't quite seal the deal here tonight. He'll finish the Hit the Bricks 250 back in second, and that's going to move us right along and right into victory lane. Let's see if we can't catch a word or two with the man that picked up the pieces. We might have to call him the janitor from here on out, but trouble in front of him. And Christian was able to utilize that to his advantage. You worked your way through the middle and to the top spot. How you feeling with this checkered flag in your back pocket?
Really good, Dave. It's good fun out there tonight.
A little bit of a long race, over 250 miles here at the Brickyard. Could you think of a better way? I mean, obviously you won, so you want to start off that way, but could you think of a better way to start things off in these old school Gen 4 machines than going to somewhat of an old school track, a historic, famous track, the likes of Indy?
No, definitely a great way to start the season.
Well, where do you go from here, right? You won this week. Are you looking to try to just stack up wins here for this Red Mist podcast team, or are you looking for more consistency and maybe really eyeballing the championship this year?
Well, I think based off last season, I could definitely shoot for the championship. But I think at this point, one race in, it's about probably just being consistent and getting some good results to start the season off.
Well, you had some great consistent laps here tonight as we came to you in victory lane. You were right behind those top two. A little bit of contact and trouble between them allowed you that narrow window of opportunity that you needed. And once you got the fresh air on the front end of that 45, man, you were able to keep that top spot and come across the bricks first. We won't keep you much longer because we know all the media's got to get you, your photos of you kissing the bricks. And just don't stick your tongue out.
All right. Sure thing, Dave.
Just a little fun right there, Christian. Before we let you go in and soak in this race-winning performance, would you like to give any final shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Just thank you, Dave, for putting on this broadcast. Really appreciate it. And thanks to ASMR and Ed Hauck for putting this league on. It's always good fun coming out, and definitely check out that Red Mist podcast.
All right. Well, again, my man, congratulations on opening up the season with a visit to Victory Lane. Until next time, as always, stay safe and keep it fast. All right, there you have it. Final words for the man that's making the trip to kiss the bricks, walking away with the checkered flag here in the Hit the Bricks 250 tonight. Behind the wheel of that number 45 machine, Christian Abate takes that top spot. What a run. What a night, as we said. Long green flag run to open things up here tonight. And we're going to finish it off with a long green flag run as well. So, man, what a way to kick things off in these Gen 4 machines. And you can already hear producers hitting those buttons in the background, so you know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. And the Hit the Bricks 250 for the ASMR Hauck Designs Gen 4 Cup Series, walking away with the checkered flag once again at the front of the field, Christian Abate. Derek Moore going to finish in second, with Jake Innes rounding out your podium drivers tonight. 39 of Michael Overstreet led a handful of laps and parlays that into a fourth place finish. Sliding home in fifth tonight behind the wheel of the number 5 machine will be Cody Schultz, and finishing in sixth will be the 41 of Doug Argabright. Patrick Cora with a great turnaround here tonight behind the wheel of the 91-911 Tribute machine. Coro will finish in seventh. Daniel Jensen going to park the 4 machine home in eighth. Ninth place belongs to Nicholas Wing, with Andrew Wall rounding out your top 10. The Tic Tac number 7 of Ed Hauck going to come home in 11th. 12th place tonight to Brian Ternowski, with Andrew McConville back in 13th. 14th place tonight to the 38 of Zach Miller, with Carlos Ramos finishing back in 15th. Alex Wiggins and Dave Gage finish out the 17-car field here tonight for the Hit the Bricks 250. Race number 1 in the books. Who's going to take the checkered flag next week at Auto Club? You're going to have to wait to find out. And tell you what, you might as well throw the calendar out and get one of those beautiful notifications from us. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop the thumbs up, click subscribe, smash that bell on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So with that being said, we're going to cut off the lights and roll up the cords. Until next time, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and we'll meet you in Turn 3.